All right. Can anyone hear me? How is everyone tonight? Hey, we got one person. How are you? What's going on, Nico? Jamie, how are you? Can you guys hear me? Hey, Michelle, how are you? All right. Got 4 people in right now. 0 likes. Hey, Joy, how are you? We'll wait a little bit, get people coming in. Got about 9 people in. Hope everyone had a great week this week. Thanks, Nico. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Nico, you were here last week. Is the mic sound better today? Or anyone that was here last week, does it sound a little better than yesterday or last Saturday, excuse me? Yeah, it's been crazy weather. Okay, good. Yeah, it's been really crazy weather. It's going to be, it was like 50 degrees today. And then it's going to be 20 something tomorrow. And then another 50-degree day. So we got about 16 people. Hopefully we get a little more. I got a couple things that we can go over tonight. Couple things that I want to go over with you all. Let me get this printed out real quick. Doop. All right. Get this printed out, and because something happened to page 1 for some reason. I don't know. We're going to do it. What's going on? They are mine too. I love doing these live streams. They're fun. To be honest with you, I can't tell you how much I love them. What the hell just happened? What the hell is going on? All right. What's up, Jerry? How are you? Okay. That's weird. That is weird. So last week we kind of ended. We ended a little bit. We talked about the like button is up top. I guess I'm not really sure. I have no clue where it is, to be honest. Chris, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. All right, Craig, thank you. So last week we talked a little about cat creatures, cat men, whatnot, this and that. Randy Man's up in the house. I got a couple different things that I'd like to share with you guys. Um, Bladenboro, the Beast of Bladenboro, one of my favorite kind of legendary cryptid experiences. It's one of my favorites because it just encompassed the whole town. And I had a couple Jersey Devil things that I want to talk to you guys about, or one Jersey Devil thing. It's funny because there's a gentleman who has studied the Pine Barrens and the Jersey Devil for years. And Karen, how are you? And I'm doing well. Thank you, your mom. And I reached out to him because I wanted to interview him. His name's Paul Pedersen Jr. And he had never heard of Dogman. Well, he started to look into some Dogman encounters and like descriptions of the Dogman. And he really started to think that some of the attacks or encounters that people were calling the Jersey Devil was a Dogman, and I thought that was pretty cool. What's up, Overbuilt? How are you? No, you ain't late. We just started. We only been in this for 6 minutes. You're good. Thomas, what's going on? Thomas, I'm going to be reaching out to you sometime this week. I've been really busy with some personal matters and stuff. There's a lot of people that I got to reach out to, but you are definitely one of the persons that I will be reaching out to. What's up, Jenny? How are you? Or AD? Is it what it is? Sam, okay. So I guess we'll start just a little bit quick. So the Beast of Bladenboro is a North Carolina. Yeah, I haven't talked to her, Joy, so there's really not much information other than what I shared. But I'll keep everyone up to date on that. So the Beast of Bladenboro is a North Carolina cryptid. It's, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Let's see. It's this kind of canine or cat-like creature. You can notice the newsprints, the map. It really took this area, Bladenboro, by surprise and caused havoc throughout the community. There were multiple news articles written about this creature, which is rare because you don't really have a cryptid that makes the newspapers a lot, other than like a Bigfoot sighting. Where I live in upstate New York, my parents actually cut every Bigfoot article out of the paper, the local paper. Hey, Elisa, how are you? That we have, but that was because one season of Finding Bigfoot was filmed where I live. But this one really kind of tore this community apart. A Bladen County, North Carolina man is hunting in Green Swamp Preserve. As he's making his way out of the area, he is followed by what he believes to be the Beast of Bladenboro. In the town of Bladenboro, North Carolina, just 8 miles southwest of Elizabethtown, where I stay, It is said to be a demon cat from hell, used to stalk the woods, killing livestock and making locals scared. Then it suddenly disappeared. That's what they say, at least. We know it didn't. To this day, there have been reports of something that looks like an abnormally large mountain lion with blood red eyes and fur as black as night. Its cries have been compared to that of a woman being torn apart and screaming for her life. Luckily, it only has the taste for goats and cows, or so we think, anyway. I will tell you, there have been a few people that have gone missing. Some of them have been found. And to hear some of the police tell the story, the bodies were torn to shreds. It's not just located in Bladenboro, like most think. It goes from Bladen Lakes to State Forest to the Green Swamp Preserve, which covers 3 counties and 1,225 square miles. A friend of mine was hunting one day in the Green Swamp Preserve when it started getting dark. If you hunt in this area, you know you've got to be out of the woods before dark by law. So he climbed down from his tree stand and began the long walk through the swamp and underbrush to where he had parked his truck. Now my friend is cornbread-fed Southern boy and has the size to prove it, standing 6'6", weighing 260 pounds, of pure farmhand muscle. He isn't small by any means. So he learned not to be scared of anything. He said what happened next made him never want to go back into the swamp hunting again. Making his way through the brush, he said he began hearing something walking through the woods towards him. He stopped to listen for it and said it sounded like a large black bear. So he got his gun ready just in case. When he stopped, it stopped. When he walked, it walked. He said it made him nervous because whatever it was knew he was there and wouldn't be running off. He said he started making noise and even shot his shotgun into the air. And of course, it didn't leave. Instead, it let out a growl. He said you could feel it as much as hear it. All the way through the woods, it stayed just behind him and out of sight. When he came out of the woods onto a dirt road, he said his truck was 50 yards down in front of him. He decided it was a pretty good chance that whatever was following him was going to keep following or make a move on him. So he took off running. It took off running as well. He said it sounded like a bulldozer crashing through the woods, and when it broke from the woods, it sounded like a horse running on the loose dirt. He could hear the stomps of its feet and the growling in its breath. He didn't have to look back to know it was coming and catching up on him. He shot behind him, hoping it would scare it enough to stop for a moment and give him a chance to make it to the truck. When he did, he said he must have hit it because it screamed, and for a moment he thought it was a person. That's when he finally turned around. He said it was jet black and as big as a 600-pound black bear, with a tail that was as long as its body, its eyes glowing red. He hit it, and it was just standing there looking at him, as if to say, "Now you've done it." He bolted to his truck and jumped in. Just as he shut the door, he looked, and it was right there. He said it was so close that its breath was fogging up the window. And by now, he said he was shaking badly, and it was everything he could do to get his key into the ignition and start the motor. He drives a Ford F-350 four-wheel drive that was raised up. So there's a good 2 feet of clearance under that truck. He said that this thing was on all 4 feet and looked eye to eye with him while he was sitting in his truck. The engine started and he took off like a bat out of hell. He said it chased him as hard as it could until he picked up speed and stopped and watched him drive off. The next day, he and his dad went back with guns and looked for tracks, blood, and even a body. He said there was not even no blood, even though he knew he had shot it. And there were paw prints as big as his hands on the ground everywhere. Then they found a tree that 9 feet up had claw marks 1 inch deep into the wood, spaced 4 inches apart from each other. They didn't venture into this woods, nor did they go too far from their truck. Both of them said they felt as though they were being watched and didn't want to stick around to find out what was watching them. They got back to their truck, and that's when they heard it. A scream from the woods off in the distance. He said it sounded like a woman screaming bloody murder. It let him know that it was still there waiting. Yeah, there are many dark secrets in the woods. Charlie Daniels even wrote about these woods in one of his songs. If you ever get adventurous and you want to try your luck, come down to the Green Swamp. And when the sun goes down, get real quiet. You might hear that scream. I hope when you do, it's off in the distance and not close by. Because if it is, well, that might be the last sound you hear. So, that, to me, I always thought the Beast of Bladenboro was more of a dog-like creature. It has a snout. To me, that's what, I mean, people have said it resembles a cat. But it does have a snout, a very small snout, but still a snout in general. The Charlie Daniels song that he's talking about is the Woolly Swamp song from his greatest hits or whatever. So yeah, definitely a terrifying encounter, and one that you don't hear too often. You seldom hear encounters coming out from Bladenboro anymore. Yeah, MS. I grew up on Charlie Daniels Band. My mom used to have. I grew up in the '80s, so my mom and dad had parties, and they would put the old record player. They had a hi-fi, one of those old hi-fis, and they'd have me sing their, Charlie Daniels Band and stuff like that. Yeah, Devil Went Down to Georgia. It wasn't that song though. I had negative encounters as well as positive ones. Hey, Liz, how are you? Take a big cat to take down a pit bull and a horse. Yeah, it does. What's up, Thunderbolt? Take your time, Liz. There's a bonus out there too. Don't forget, I did a bonus upload today too. That's a really crazy story, right, Troy? How's the weather in Messina? I'm not really sure what Victor's up to. I know that he's still in New Mexico, excuse me. I just did an upload about the LBL the other day. I don't have any more information. When I do get information, I share it immediately. So, yeah. Any thoughts on the Bladenboro? I mean, I know you guys have probably heard a little bit of Bladenboro. I had an old newspaper article that I dug out, and I don't know about that, Daniel. Thanks, that one guy. Definitely the real deal. I had an old article. I have it somewhere in my pile of papers, and it stated that one of the last sightings of the beast of Bladenboro, I want to say the 60s, probably the 50s. I'm usually wrong about dates. And they said that it had been on a cliff above everyone, and that they had lit a pile of tires afire, and it was up hiding. The guy said that it never hurt a person, but that's not what I've heard. I've heard that it has hurt a few people here and there. You're right, in Dulce. That's awesome. Yeah, I will let Sharon know when I talk to her. I'm not going to just reach out to people. Matt, I did get that. I will be getting in touch with you very soon, actually. Do me a favor. Let me check something really quick. All right, Matt? I'm pretty sure that you did leave your phone number in that email. Yep. I got your phone number written down. I will be getting in touch with you sometime this week. No worries. No worries. So, yeah, I mean, it's a really scary creature. I mean, it's definitely a cryptid because, I found this old, piece of thing. It's supposed to be like an old map or whatever with the Bladenboro, the Beast of Bladenboro, and some newsprint. It's new paper, of course, but it's created old. But for this cryptid to be that popular back in the day, it really does say something, A couple of the articles, it says vampire charges woman, armed hunting party to seal Bladenboro, vampire beast. That's another thing. When this went on, they had, this is old, Tom. This is pretty old. They had closed the town down because people were coming from everywhere with guns, like hunters were just showing up in the town. Hey, we're gonna fix your town. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, they saw it everywhere. That's why I like that. I like that this guy had mentioned that it wasn't just in Bladenboro, that it was everywhere, and it was just very unnerving. You've got all these people. It is a small town, and then you've got all these people coming in, and it's crazy. You see lights flying over me with no engine. No shit, Quentin. Quentin, do you have my email? I'd like to get in touch with you and hear a little bit about that. That'd be awesome. I will reach out to you, Matt. I promise. I want to hear everything that you got to say. Trust me. What's up, California? Thanks, Rogue Status. I appreciate that. Silver Bullet was all right. I mean, it didn't really scare me. I think the only movie that really, really scared me when I was a kid was Chud. Chud really screwed me up just because I had a feeling that was real. None of the werewolf movies scared me when I was a kid because I kind of thought they were stupid. To be honest with you, I still kind of do just because. Um, I loved The Lost Boys too. That was one of my favorite movies. It still is one of my favorite movies, but for some reason, Chud was just. I live in New York. I don't live in the city, but it just something about it was. I just kind of knew something like that could really happen. Lost Boys is still awesome. Lost Boys is an amazing movie. The soundtrack is awesome. I still have the soundtrack on cassette. That song, I Still Believe, with the saxophone. Actually, when I was in elementary school, that movie was the reason why I played saxophone. Um, then that Cry Little Sister song was badass too. The whole album, the movie was great, man. The whole kind of they'll never make another movie like that. He actually played with Tina Turner all oiled up too, rogue status. I think Tina Turner got into his leather straps that day too. No way, the movie was amazing. Yeah, Shudder's cool. Shudder's not a bad little program or kind of streaming thing. My 24-year-old lost Kathy. Cry Little Sister was one of the greatest songs on there. That was probably one of my favorite songs when I was young too. And Marilyn Manson just did a cover of it recently, and it's fucking awesome too. I had an owl man experience out of Oklahoma once, and it was definitely pretty cool. I don't know how big of a fan I am of the new Scream movie coming out. Yeah, I grow my hair every once in a while. Grow it out. I didn't say you were dead. Just imagine what he looks like now, though. No, it's not. I'm just growing it out to have it. When summer's coming, and I'm just sick of haircuts, I guess. I don't know. They're making a new Fright Night, really. Where the Red Fern Goes. Holy shit. That book was great. Shannon, send them to me, please. I really want to hear anything from Dulce. Thanks, Joy. My kids did that once, Craig. They grew their hair out and donated it. It's a good cause to do. Leprechaun was awesome. Hawaiian tiki people. Are they the small people? Thanks. It's been this color for years, actually. I started going gray when I was 20. It's weird because my dad has jet black hair. I would Daniel Rodriguez. I would have to say just a guess on how many Dogman deaths a year there are. And this is just a guess on what what I the research that I've done and the attacks that are out. I would probably gather anywhere between 20 to 30 deaths in America a year by dogmen. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know why you didn't get a notification. I don't know. You never went out in the woods alone, even in daylight? That's not true. I go to where Tom Mezek disappears all the time. Duh, dog. No, I'd say 20 to 30 in America. If that. Of course, there are some that aren't in the public eye, but yeah. Yeah, I guess that one is all right. It's just pretty much replayed encounters, if you ask me. You know, you gave yourself a full mohawk. That's freaking awesome. Farm animals, that's hard to say. Farm animals don't make it to the public eye, so that's just be a guess, you know. Hundreds. I mean, look at Meeker, Colorado. There were 40 cattle attacked. So, the Wendigo is Native American lore. It's not a cryptid. And stories that you hear about the Wendigo are creepypastas usually. There's when I visited family in the reservation up north, the Aquasati Reservation. There's a beautiful painting in Hogansburg about a Wendigo. No, it's not fake, but it's Native American lore. It's not like it's a wisp, a wind, an emaciated human being, or it has been depicted as a creature, but not anything that you'd think it would be, you know. It's kind of like the Skinwalker, because it's such an old lore. It's old lore, you know, in Reddit, in creepypastas, in Hollywood. They really jacked these Native American lores and created something stupid that really just messed people up, you know. The Wendigo doesn't have horns like a deer. You know, that's absolutely stupid. Thunderbolt, you asked that last week, brother. I'm looking for the picture, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet. You know, it's just it's Hollywood is insulting. And then people will buy into it without even Larry, Jesus, man. Holy shit. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. People buy into this Hollywood or creepypasta, you know, and that's the sad thing is you get a YouTube channel that hang on, Shannon. I'll put my email down really quick. Let me finish my thought. You get a YouTube channel, right? That the narrator is phenomenal. You know, I mean, I have a hard time, reading aloud. I can read like left and right quietly to my head, but like reading aloud, I sometimes spitter, sputter, and But you get one of these like really good narrators, and they read you the creepy pasta thing, and like California just said, they'll trick you. One thing you got to look at these channels like how many park rangers are coming forth to really tell their stories. Not that many. You don't hear that many. Um, so like channels that really look and appear to be, you know, uh, telling the truth aren't. Thank you, Rogue. I really appreciate that. It's just, it's bullshit and it pisses me off. And I'm sorry if I offended anybody with that. But, like you've got so many channels out there. And I think they should be like, hey, this is a creepy pasta. But what they do is they play off of people's fear, and don't research shit. So that's just me and what I think. But my car. It was close to. Oh wow, that's crazy, Shannon. I'm gonna put my email address. Yes, Thunderbolt. He was not though a long time ago. I'm gonna put my email address in the chat right now for you. Whoops, what did I just do? All right. My email address is in there, Shannon. I'll have to look. Erstol. I hope I said your name right. Hey, Charlie. How are you, brother? Do you think these Dogman hibernate when it gets cold? No, I don't think. I don't think they hibernate. I don't think they have to hibernate. Like skunks don't hibernate. They just, animals with fur. I think bears are pretty much one of the only few that hibernate. These things just live and hunt and do whatever. No, nothing, Judy. Nothing. Dogman study and news. I sent you an email about my encounter. If you did, it's in my email and I've got it. I just probably 15 minutes ago talked about that. It's hard for me I run this channel by myself and I try to get to everybody, but I have all emails saved and I write down phone numbers. So I will get to you. I promise. Yes, they do wake up to take, I think that's the only way to do it, Tom, Thomas or Tom. I'm just going to call you Tom. I hope you don't mind. I think it's the only way to do it is be a one-man show. Like when I started this, the first time I started it, people were like, you need a moderator. You need a moderator. And I don't. Because then if that moderator has a problem with somebody, like let's say a moderator has a problem with Nico, right? And I really like Nico. I like all of you guys, but then this person, takes them out. And it's crazy. So that's why I do it, because I don't want any if someone's gonna get kicked out of the chat, it's gonna be by me, nobody else. Thanks, Joy. Hang on a second. I'm just going back. I think I missed something. New Mexico. That's where Victor is. I got a cup of coffee right here. Dog. Do you have my email? Because I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what you're talking about. I was reading a little bit. The majority of creepypastas are fake, and urban legends are urban legends, you know. Yes, California, and her husband is as well. The dog. I will put my email in the comment section again. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. Maybe I'll start a Discord. Jeff, get in the car. Is the Rake a creepypasta? No. But yes. Well, that's Danielson's. That's because they're creepypasta channel. That's straight up. They are a creepypasta channel. The Rake itself, the name is a creepypasta based on the crawler. People are seeing crawlers. People are seeing these things. But there's a lot of stories that were created by people who like the Rake. Nico just hit it. Bam. Slenderman is a creepypasta, though. Yes, Slenderman is a creepypasta. Rakes or crawlers? No, crawlers are, you can see them. They're pale humanoid creatures. Chud, the movie Chud, or Christ, what's that movie? The Descent. I truly believe that The Descent was written by that, or written because of crawlers. The two girls killed, another said the Slender Man told them to do it. No, they said that was they both admitted to falling prey and falling victim to computer chats and stuff like that, on top of being emotionally disturbed children. I think the Glitter Man is something different than the crawler. It's definitely something really scary, though. Not anything to mess with. No, not the Grinning Man. Yeah, that's what, like a computer generated something. Wow, they're going fast. Do you think Dogman and Sasquatch reach heights past 15 feet? Sasquatch, I do think so. Dogman, no. Maybe 10 feet tops. Pale Demon, yes. According to some people out of Virginia. Right. They're not taking accountability. I think Yono is talking about the girls from Slenderman. Injured Cole. Yeah. I'm not really sure. That story gets me thinking. Well, Thunderbolt, I know you've been here for a long time. So when I talked about the book, the Neanderthal book, Them and Us, The Predation of Humans, by Van Drimeny. I really believe that is something to do with the creation of Dogman. I think there are some that come through portals, some that possibly have some kind of religious background, like hell demons. But I think possibly there are flesh and blood ones. But that's just me, you know. I'm not an expert. I'm just learning like you guys are, you know. Nightmare Hall. Nico, have you caught in any of my videos that I've done about that place? Jody Bagman, what's up, brother? How are you? Dead Dog, did you get my email address? Because I put it in the thing. Please email me because I'd like to talk to you. Nico, I would honestly look for them because I have tons of stuff about Dulce and stuff like that. Thanks, JT. I appreciate that. Telepathic. Yeah, I really believe they can communicate with us telepathically. Bearzilla, yeah. Weight cave things. Don't want to talk. CERN is scary. I was born in a taxi. You know what? As we've got you on here, Gravity, I might share your experience tonight. Yes, I did, Jody. Liz, good night. It was nice having you on here with us tonight. Thank you. Thanks, Rogue. Cocaine Bear probably could kick the shit out of a Dogman, especially if he's jacked up. Savage Lunatic, what's going on? It was only 10. It's only 10 here. It's 107 here. Hang on one second. Oh, let me get my paperwork here. Oh, let's see if I can find it. Dogman on bath salts. Holy shit. Okay, these I already narrated. 1 second. Hey, Inquisitive, how are you? Spring Heel Jack, definitely an urban legend. Something to scare kids back in the day. Okay. Not that one. Sorry, I'm looking for Gravity's encounter to share with you guys right now. Just bear with me. What's up, James? How are you? I know I've got it here somewhere because it's a Thunderbird experience. Paranormal. Is this it? Daniel's, that channel's garbage. Not being a jerk, sorry. Okay. Shit. I just mixed up encounters. Fuck me. Hang on a second, guys. Sorry. Looking for this. There, I found it. I got Gravity Cheeseburger's experience. Hang on one second. Get into this encounter really quick. I'm not sure. I'll have to go through all this again, don't I? There it is. Okay. Boom. Okay. All right. I got it. I keep trying to figure out what area in Rochester, New York, here uploaded in the tree line. Salve, the Salve area. Danielson's. There, that it really sucks because, there are a lot of great researchers out there, and there are a lot of channels that just want to put BS up. Matt Fury, that's where I live, in the Adirondacks. There's that one channel. I don't know. Remember, guys, when I found that that had that Dogman, and it looked like you could see its arms, and they were human-like arms, and it was supposedly a trail cam, and it was straight from a video game, and I shared it with you guys, and I was like, wow, this is stupid. I can't believe channels would do that. All right, so Jeff, have you ever spoken? Yeah, I'm good friends with Lon. I've had Lon on the channel and spoke with him. We're very good friends, actually. That is Mobile, Alabama. It was given to me by a subscriber. No, Salve or Salve, the town just on the outskirts of where the fairgrounds are. Chestertown is awesome, Matt. Chestertown is 20 minutes from my house. Actually, I love Chestertown. It's absolutely a beautiful location. I don't know, Matt, if you ever caught this. There was a hey, Purpose and Grace. There was a experience in Echo Lake, New York, which is in Warrensburg. And that's where my daughters and I and my ex-wife used to go swimming all the time. And it's insane. Pottersville, that's up by Olmstedville, where the natural caves are. Yeah. Inquisitive, he didn't say anything about not believing in Dogman. Most popular region. I don't really know. Yes, it is a very special place. The attacks have stopped, James. There hasn't been any new things in the paper other than what I heard from Carl just recently. Ohio does have a lot of Dogman, but I think that's where people are more apt to share their experiences. I think all over this great nation that we live in has a lot of encounters. Uh, Terror between the lakes. Where the hell's my phone? All right. So, Jeff, my friend, sending you some good vibes. Thank you, Lori. All right. So, yeah, this is Gravity Cheeseburger. This is their experience. And they are in the comment section right now. So I want to share their experience with you guys. All right. Jeff, I caught some of your live stream last night. You mentioned Thunderbird, and I commented that I had seen one when I was a little girl. You expressed interest in hearing about it, so here goes. It happened 50 years ago. I was only 4 years old. Over the years, I concluded that I was that age because my sisters weren't around, and they must have been in school. It was just me and my mom at our house. My dad must have been at work. It was a raining day, not a heavy rain, but a light rain. I'm guessing it had rained the day before because everything was wet. For that reason, my mom told me to stay on the porch, don't go out into the yard. She didn't want me to get wet. I suppose that I figured if that's what I had to do to go outside and play, I had to do it. So I played on the porch. There was nothing on the porch to play with, and I got bored. I went back inside and asked my mom why I had to stay on the porch. She said if you played in the yard, something would get me. So for a moment, that was enough to keep me on the porch. I sat on the edge of the porch, swinging my little legs back and forth, letting the raindrops from the gutters fall on my toes. I was bored. So I hopped down off the porch and walked around right at the edge of the porch, wondering if something was actually going to get me. I wasn't sure, so I hopped back onto the porch. Again, I'm 4 years old, I'm all by myself, and I'm bored. Anyway, since I had hopped off the porch and nothing happened, I figured that if I took a few steps out into the yard, that'd be okay, right? Still, a little unsure, I hopped back onto the porch. Anyway, I got brave and convinced myself nothing was going to get me. So I started to walk into the yard. I hadn't taken very many steps when this massive bird flew overhead. I know I was only 4 years old, and at this time it may have seemed bigger than it really was, but I don't think so. It flew silently with its wings spread out, just gliding across the sky. It looked like a gray eagle, or a giant eagle, I'm sorry. I remember it had a hooked beak, and I could see its left eye. It didn't move. What I mean by that is, from that moment I saw it gliding across the sky, it hadn't flapped its wings. It also didn't move its head. Its eyes didn't move. Its legs didn't move. Nothing moved on its body. It just glided across the sky. I am sure it was as big as an airplane, not a commercial airliner, but a small plane. Anyway, it was huge. It scared the crap out of me, and I ran back and jumped onto the porch and sat there. I didn't tell my mother about it because she would have spanked my bottom for doing what I wasn't supposed to do. I'm sure the entire incident took no more than 3 to 4 seconds at most, and realistically, probably just 2 or 3. Because as soon as I saw it, I turned around and ran back to the porch, and by the time I got there, it was gone. I didn't tell anyone else about this until I was an adult because I had forgotten about the incident. This sighting took place in southeast Ohio. The county was, I'm probably going to say it wrong, Meigs, right along the Ohio border, or river, excuse me. The area is rural. The road we lived on was called Happy Hollow Road. The name of the road may have changed since then, but I don't know. So, that was a Thunderbird encounter. Let me just quick look through here, see if I missed anything. Sorry. Hey, MJ, how are you? You know, it's funny. Clayton just brought up something. Dragons. There was a Joe Rogan had Forrest Gallant on, or Gallant, however you want to say it. I really look up to the guy. He's a brilliant, brilliant man. And they were talking about cryptids. And he's the guy that has the theory of what the chupacabra could be. And he said that a couple of interviews long ago. Anyway, he said that dragons could possibly exist or could have existed back in the day, because if you look at all of humanity, whether it's China, Europe, old Europe, this and that, they have these dragons that they're fighting. And good night, Thunderbolt. Have a good night. And their bones are hollow and they don't fossilize, just like Juliana said. And that there would be no way of proving their existence or not. And I just found it very interesting. Thank you, MJ. I just found it very interesting that, this man is brilliant. Like he's just so intelligent. He has actually discovered the Galapagos tortoise that was supposed to be extinct. He discovered a creature, or a rare cat, a rare lion that was in India. Jeff, have you ever considered a Dogman looks more like a hyena in the face? I talk about it a lot on the channel. I think there are different kinds. I know what I saw in 1994 most certainly didn't look like either or. It was very, very scary. Mud Fossil University. Is that the channel that believes in the mud floods? Have you ever heard of the mud floods, guys? It is the craziest. Yes, I do have a video about my encounters. Yes, a couple of them. So I'll share about the mud floods, okay? I literally was floored when I had this conversation. It is probably the most stupidest conspiracy I've ever heard. So, in the premise of it is, in the late 1800s, there was a mud flood. And that's why we see no gravestones dated past the 1800s. I have a graveyard like 10 miles from my house that has gravestones from the 1700s. And the guy, yes, the boneyard, that guy is awesome too. And he's like, why do you think we have basements? And I'm like, I don't know. Why? And he goes, because that was the first floor. Like these churches from the 1800s, that was the first floor. And I'm like, no, that's a basement. And he's like, no, it's really the first floor. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, I'm going to buy it, but I'm not really buying it in my head. I'm just going to let you go because you're really freaking me out. And just really interesting. Not really. It was stupid. And I'm not saying the guy was stupid, but it was just a very stupid argument, like a stupid presentation to there. I mean, you can debunk it. It's a clearly debunkable thing. Maybe a mud flood happened thousands of years ago. I'll buy that, but not within the recent 300 to 400 years. Definitely not. Yale confirmed it. Okay. Let's see. Mud flood, Yale confirmation. Hang on, guys. Yeah, mudslides happen. I am looking it up, Hector. Hang on a second, guys. Yes, in prehistoric times, that Yale confirmation said it. And then there's a fictional book called Tartaria Mud Flood. Randall Carlson is amazing. Please respond to this, Jeff. Respond to Portland, Lake in Portland. The cities, like, well, I was saying the mud flood didn't happen in the 1800s. I'm not saying, I was talking to a guy that was telling me it happened in the 1800s. I believed and I stated that quick that it happened in the prehistoric era. No, it didn't state that. Yale did not say that it happened in the 1800s, and I'm not going to argue about it. I'm looking at it right on my phone. There's a write-up right here. Identification, Yale. Identification, mud flood layers within stalagmites. Prehistoric record of rainfall and tropical cyclones in the Northwest. But anyway, that's not why we're talking about on this channel. We're talking about real things. And that might be real. Who knows? I don't know. He said that it happened in the United States in the 1800s. This guy, I'm not saying this channel, it was this guy stated that I was talking to said that the United States was flooded in the 1800s. The whole country was flooded, which is not anything that would be even capable of happening. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm just saying it didn't happen in the 1800s. Linky Dandy, probably. Thank you very much, Kristen. Which country do I hear more Dogman? Besides the States, you hear a lot of stuff coming out of Canada, Mexico, a lot of European countries. But I've got a couple from Africa, a couple from different regions, California or United Kingdom, yes. Yeah, and the sea in California is dried up now. I've heard of something like that, Matt. And this person was not like, here's something just to for Hector and the people that were thinking I was like talking about a channel that I'm not. I wasn't talking about a channel. I was talking about a guy that was he was from New York, okay? And he said, "Well, if I say this guy, I would tell you his name if it was that channel. I mean, that's logic, Hector." This guy was from New York, and it's none of your business what his name is. And he was telling me that in New York in the 1800s, that the whole state was flooded by mud. And I was like, no, that's impossible. It wouldn't happen. So I'm not debating on this Roger guy because he obviously talks about other things and he seems very intelligent. I'm going to check it out. But I know, what's his mother's maiden name? But yeah, this guy was clearly off his rocker. Like, he was telling me that, the gravestones that, I mean, people, we all, anybody who lives in America can find a gravestone or an old tombstone that is dated. Thanks, Joe. I truly appreciate that. Is dated 1700s. Mud floods did happen. I'm not saying they didn't happen, but did they happen to wipe out the whole country in 1800s? No. And that was what this person that I was talking to, that you don't know, was trying to talk to me about. Yes, Jakey88. Truly, truly primitive in his ideas and thinking. I guess you guys are talking about big squirrels or something. There was this encounter that all right, here. So these kids were probably like 16 years old, and they were hanging out, and they went on a bike ride, and there was this weird trail that they used to go down. And he kept talking about how the sun would reflect off of the leaves and stuff like that, and it looked really pretty. And one day he was riding his bike down, and he was looking at the leaves reflecting and stuff like that, and they had stopped at this kind of log that was off the trail, and they're just relaxing and chilling out. And then they started riding again. As they're not looking up all the time. They periodically look up. Thanks, Bob. And they get to the end of the trail, because the trail ends. It doesn't go anywhere. It kind of just stops. And they look up, and they see this squirrel man, I guess would be the only way to say it. It wasn't as big as a dog man, but it was like a 50-pound creature. And it was staring down at them. And it freaked them out so bad that they had to get the hell out of there and drive back, ride their bike back. It was just a weird, it was bipedal. It was standing on a branch looking down at them. It had arms, it had a tail, but it wasn't a Dogman. It was very small, but it was, it wasn't small like a squirrel. It was bigger than a raccoon. It was huge for a squirrel, I guess. Hey, Faith, how are you? I'm not sure. Maybe if it was a boy. Yes, that was a pretty crazy story. There was that story in Canada, that one that, by the way, you have great stories. Thank you very much. There was that one story that came out of Canada, and it was a giant spider that came out of Canada. I got stories saved on my phone. Hang on. I got a fucking sliver. Huge. Hang on. It was like it was a big spider. I gotta find it. I remember I printed it out. I read it somewhere and I printed it out. But it was in, I think, Manitoba. And the spider was like the size of a deer, supposedly. And it was attacking other animals. Thunderbolt, didn't you go to bed? Dude, I hate spiders. Why are we talking about spiders? Spiders fucking suck. Yeah, supposedly it was just this huge. I've got to find it. I'll try to find it for next week. That way we can talk about it, because fuck spiders, man. We'll only talk about it once because I don't want to talk about them. I don't like them. Yeah, haunted dolls suck too. Robert the doll. Holy shit. Okay, here. A lot of you guys know that I have gone to the Conjuring house. I had seen the real Annabelle doll. I'm going to the Rolling Hills Asylum, which is out in Western New York. I want to get to the Lizzie Borden house with my daughters and stuff. But there's my daughter, Isabel, my youngest, watches this YouTube channel. She's young, she's 15. And she watches this YouTube channel called Sam and Colby. And they go to these haunted locations. They've gone everywhere. And so they went to the Conjuring house, which me and Belle went, and we had a blast there. I shared the video on the channel. But so Robert the doll, which is in Key West, Florida, is said to, if you mock it, it will kill you. Like people have died from seeing this thing, in mocking it, not just looking at it, but they've mocked it. Well, this Sam and Colby, they're in their 20s. They go, and Colby says something about the doll being kind of ugly, which it is. It's fucking ugly as fuck. And he later on, recently, just they went like 4 months ago, he got diagnosed with testicular cancer, and at 20 something years old. Which that's another thing. Hey, Rockin' Steady, thank you very much. Which that's another thing that this doll is said to do, is cause people cancer and stuff. It was just really, really, it's strange and scary. Yeah, it has holes all over its face. I don't know. He didn't say if it was poisonous or not. He killed it, and then it just kind of died or whatever. No, Zach does not own that doll. It's in Key West in a museum. You're related to Lizzie Borden, Thunderbolt? For real? I don't think Borden Milk. I don't think they're in Massachusetts. What state do you live in? Are you related to Seth? The Barbarian movie was awesome. I that scared the shit out of me. Thunderbolt. Are you related to a guy named Seth Borden? Yeah, the Barbarian. Seth is related to Lizzie Borden. That's the reason why I ask, because that's his great aunt or something like that, and he's a paranormal researcher. Um, the Barbarian movie really freaks me out because that's like the closest thing to a feral person, if you think about it, because like there was interbreeding and interbreeding and interbreeding, and it just kept making like they kept making these like interbred children, which are just fucking creepy. I'm related to both the Hatfields and McCoy. It is a great movie. Nico, thank you very much. Ooh, the wind is picking up. What's the temp out right now? It's 29 degrees in upstate New York. Heavy Metal was awesome. Heavy Metal, the cartoon. Is that what you guys are talking about? That was a great show. Wild people scare me. I don't like feral people. You know, they just really, I don't even know. You're related to Charlemagne? That's awesome. 62, 52 in Humboldt in the Emerald Triangle. I don't have any experience. Wait, I do. I have some old experience of someone seeing something like a kind of like a velociraptor. Speaking of heavy metal, there was in the 1970s, there was a cartoon. It was like heavy metal of two wizards. They were brothers and they were like battling it out for like supremacy of the earth. Does anybody remember that? 1970s cartoon with wizards. Yeah, that's what the show was called. 1977 American animated post-apocalyptic science fantasy. Has any of you guys seen that? It was like heavy metal. I remember watching heavy metal, and then I watched that show. It was called The Wizards. It was slick. Yes, they had that weird badass gun. 24 in Oklahoma? Wow. I always thought it'd be a little warmer in Oklahoma. My dad scolded us for watching it. Dude, my parents let me watch everything when I was little. I got away with murder. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Sway. It's always like that. Nobody wants to. Yes, they were like laser blasts. One of the wizards had like a beard. Pee-Pee Longstocking is creepy. No, the other wizard didn't though in this show. It was a really awesome show or movie. If you get a chance to watch it, it was slick. I'm ready for warmer weather too. I just want to go hiking. Thunderbolt, you going to eat? No, that's Daniel Rodriguez. Wow, you saw the Boggy Creek in theaters? That's awesome. What am I bragging about? You were 12 when you saw that? Holy shit. I would have loved to have seen that movie in the theaters. 77 was the movie that came out, right? Yeah, you said just 77, right? I'll have to check that out, Space Dandy. Monster Squad was great. We talked about that actually the other like 3 live streams ago. What was that? Scary German guy. Scary German guy. I was 3 and 7. I was 1 years old in 1977. Cowboy Bebop. Killer Clowns from Outer Space was friggin' awesome. That was a dude. The B movies when we were growing up were friggin' amazing. Sarah Michelle. It was a little freaky. Howard the Duck was awesome. Hang on a second. Do you guys remember that old? There was a horror movie in the 80s called Basket Case. Phantasms were my favorite movies. Buckaroo Banzai, I've got all the comic books. Basket Case, the movie Basket Case supposedly took place in Glens Falls, New York, and that's where I live. And it was like these twin brothers, but one was like this like little lob of shit with an eye and this arm that and it fucking crawled around in this basket and killed people. But Phantasm was the greatest movies ever. The Tall Man was amazing. Brian Cook, we talked about Lost Boys already tonight, brother. One of the greatest movies ever. Puppet Master was great. Puppet Master was. And then there was that movie Summer Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp was filmed in Argyle, New York. And there was an old Jewish camp at the end of the lake. And that's where the movie was filmed. And that was the movie in the 80s. I think it was 84. Where it had the killer came out and it had a wiener, but it was a chick. Prince of Darkness. I've never seen that. 77 here. There was an old movie, not old. It wasn't too old, actually. Dee Snider was in it. The Dee Snider, Strangeland. Strangeland was a good movie too. Gilbert Gottfried. I remember when they used to host those shows. Hellraisers were good, but Strangeland, if you guys want to watch a Toxic Avenger, Toxie. Captain Howdy. Yup. The Fog was good. What have I missed? A lot. An hour and 37 minutes of talking about everything. Mud floods to Dogman, Beast of Bladenboro, Porky's. Dude, Porky's was awesome. Remember when the soap thing in Porky's? The killer balls in Phantasm were great. The Porky's soap thing, dude. Oh my god. they will never make movies like that again. Can you imagine if they tried to make Porky's now? They couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it. It'd be like you'd have these like woke people. Oh my god. They did like it'd be so stupid. Porky's Atari game? I didn't know they had a port. Yeah, they'd get canceled. Ski Patrol was awesome too. Yeah, it was. They made like 3 different Porkies, I think. Police Academy. They could never make these movies. Can you? Fast Times at Ridgemont High, or one of my favorite movies when I was a kid was The Wraith with Charlie Sheen and the Dodge, that the prototype Dodge car they had in that was awesome. The Wraith was probably my favorite movie. That car existed. It still exists. There's like 6 of them. No, it wasn't a Daytona. It raced a Daytona. It was a Dodge. Hang on. Car in the movie Wraith. It was a Dodge M4S. The black car featured in the movie was a real-life technical. And the car was sick. Big was a great they would never make they could never make that build. Yes, I watched that. I saw that Ral, that YouTube channel, because I love that car. I used to like cars when I was younger a lot. Like I had an RX-7 when I was young. Red Dawn, the original Red Dawn was awesome. Yeah, RX-7s are awesome. I got a picture of it. You guys want to see an old picture of me? Here, I'll show you. I'll show you. Alf was great. Let me see if you guys can see it. There's my RX-7. Look how much of a dork I am in front of my RX-7. Look at that car. That thing was sweet, right? James, if you get caught off, have a good night, brother. It was nice having you on here. RX-7s are the. I just something about the engine, the rotary engine, the 1.3. That was it was a 91. Man, I missed that thing. 91 1.3 liter, or yeah, 1.3 liter rotary. The 12A was a good engine. Mine was the 13B. I remember one time I was in the race me, and I just knocked the nuts off of him, and he ended up crashing his car. I felt so bad. I had to stop and be like, dude, are you okay? You ran premix in it, in an RX-7 or RX-8? What's that? Is this a new channel? I just wondered. No, I'm not a new channel. I've been here on YouTube for 5 years. RX-7, yeah. People didn't realize that, like, mixing the pre-mix, like it's almost a two-stroke engine. What's your opinion on a gentleman who talked about living with Rascal? Very interesting set of videos. That's Jim, that's up to you. I just share the videos. I don't judge anyone. If anyone has an experience they want to share, I give them the opportunity to share it. I don't judge, and I don't voice my opinion. Yeah, it did burn oil by design. You're absolutely right. Someone mentioned 300Z on here. They were a great car too. Like, that's another thing. Great movies in the 80s and 90s, great cars. Now we have like electric cars. I mean, it's ugh. The RX-8 was all right. I wasn't a big fan of it because it was a Renaissance rotary and it wasn't a true Wankel engine. But definitely a good car. The MR2 was a nice car, but which one? The Gen 1 or Gen 2? Plymouth Laser Turbo. They were a cool car too. That was the Plymouth Laser Turbo was a Mitsubishi's Mirage Turbo, because it had a Mitsubishi's engine in it. A lot of the older, smaller four-cylinder Plymouths had Mitsubishi's engines. The I Rock and Roll was an awesome car too. CRX were a neat little car. Beastmaster was good. Kodo and Podo. The Typhoon. My friend, growing up, my friend had he had the Cyclone. The Typhoon was awesome too, though. My dad's got, well, it's mine because I'm the only kid. So, um, check this out. No, the RX-8 didn't have a Wankel. It was a Renaissance engine, Jake. Really, look it up. I'm not debating. I'm not arguing with you, bro. I'm dead serious. What engine did the RX-8 have in it?
According to Mazda USA Newsroom, propelled by the all-new Renesas 13B rotary engine, the RX-8's twin rotors deliver 238 horsepower in one of the most pleasing engine sounds ever.
Oh, okay. So it was a Renaissance 13B, but because you had one, the world must be wrong. The second gen was the best MR2 out there. Yes. Yeah, you did say 13B, but then you put 2.3, but it's only a 1.3, bro. And it was a Renaissance, not a Wankel. Anyway, the coolest thing about even any rotary engine is that they know no red line. I never drove an RX-8, but I know they didn't know red line just like the RX-7 because the the engine was just, it was like unstoppable. The Cosmo was my favorite car. If I could own a 94 Cosmo, that's the JC Cosmo or the Eunice Cosmo. Yeah, Jay, gone way better. Jake, really, I'm not arguing with you. Really do look it up. It was a two different engines. There's YouTube channels based on it. Monte Carlos were awesome. What was that one car that was like a Monte Carlo? That was like the fastest car. Da 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 da. Uh, um, Thunderbolt. um, fuck. What was that car? The Grand National. The Grand National or the Buick Regal were awesome. Dude, Buick Regals were fastest. The GTX. Yes, yes. Dude, the wind is whipping. Is anyone else got a bunch of wind going on where you guys live? Yes, it was a 6-cylinder turbo. Yeah, absolutely. But like the cars back then, they were so cool. Like, because you'd be like, hey, my car's got 230 horsepower, right? And you were like, holy shit, that's a lot. But now, like, freaking Genesis Coupe has like 400 horsepower. I flipped a Raider. Thunderbolt. I flipped a Raider. We were in a Friendly's parking lot, and a Raider is this little box car. It's a freaking an SUV that shouldn't have existed, and it had a compass on the thing on the dash, so you knew your angle. And I freaking flipped it. Try to find something real quick. Yeah, they were death traps. Thunderbolt, you remember them? They literally had this stupid, like, it wasn't a compass, but it told you like what your, and I remember I put it in reverse and I backed up and I whipped the wheel, and the next thing you know, the whole thing went bink like that. The Justies were sick. That was the Justy was in wasn't that in Cannonball Run? The Chinese guys, they had the Justy. What the hell is it? Did I delete it? I better not have deleted it. Probably did. Yeah. Pintos were cool. Pintos were a gremlin, right? Libra Poet, no. I've never heard of it being able to, but that's not saying they could or couldn't. No, but wasn't the Ford Pinto, didn't it resemble a gremlin, or am I wrong on that? No, I know what a Pinto was made by. Obviously, they're Ford, but didn't they look like a gremlin? Yes, they looked similar. That was my question. They had that weird pacer. That's what I was thinking of, because they had that thingy. Wasn't the what was that? Michael Myers and that other comedian. Didn't they have a Pinto, or was that a gremlin? Ford Mavericks were cool. I don't know if they exist or not, Libra. I think they do. I would have to say vampires exist, but not in the sense of Dracula and Bram Stoker. I think they would some way else, somehow other than what that. Crown Imperial, holy shit. The Samurais were great for off-road. Yono, send me that vampire story, please. Yeah, I think they energy like inorganic beings. Well, the Mandela effect, there's always new ones coming out, and they do blow me away, because a lot of times I think it is. I think we are living, I think we possibly may be living in a simulation. And I think that the government messes with us that way. Yeah, I agree. The blood industry is big business. And I think it's all connected, like the glitch in the matrix, the Mandela effect. All of it has to be a connection. Dogman sightings lately, every day. Come here, buddy. Come on. We got company. Hang on. Come here. What are you doing? Oh, Jesus Christ. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. Hi. This is my best friend right here. Just don't step on the keyboard, okay, bud? All right. Look how big he is, dude. His head is as big as mine. Look at this. Hey, buddy. Say hi. All right, he's getting pissed. You're a good boy. Maine Coon cat. Seen helicopters spraying chemtrails. Thank you. He's my buddy. I had the studio door shut, so he wanted to come in and just hang out. Yes, he does. Yeah, he sleeps. He sleeps right next to my head. Actually, he was. I have a day bed out in my living room, and my daughter Isabel is afraid of the house, and he sleeps with her on her pillow. That's what the movie was. Wayne's World. Thank you. You go boy, huh? You go boy. You guys are gonna see a different part of me. I freaking love this cat. He's my best friend. Oh, did you fart, you stinky fucker? Huh? Oh. I drove by and cats are awesome. Cats are the greatest. I mean, I like dogs too, but I think cats are just, I don't know. You know, some cats are jerks. See you later, buddy. Some cats are jerks, but he's not. He's always been cool. No, he's that big, Jerry. He's that big. Pets are awesome. I think everybody needs a pet. You know what I mean? Like, you just, cats always bite me. My daughter is afraid of my house. Um, she is afraid because I think we may have brought something back to the house with us when we went to the Conjuring house. I had a Nikita once. Her name was Jojo. She was probably the best dog I've ever owned. Lord Vader, that's awesome. That's a great name. Not sure, Robert. I don't know. No, I have two different daughters, Daniel. My one daughter had the encounter in the cemetery, is 18 years old, and my 15-year-old is the one that went to the Conjuring house with me and the one that went to the Warren Museum with me. Please stop that. You're going to bed. Have a good night. Yeah, I've had the house blessed. Yes. There's just, she's always felt like something was here for the longest time. Not interested on movie talk or cars. Had more stories but lost interest. I'm sorry. Live streams are just having fun. We talk about everything in live streams. That's why we do it. Cucko can God. What's up, Silver Fox 1? It didn't finish. What did you put? If you had an experience at home, I did. There was, I don't know if you guys saw it. There was a time that, see you later. There was a time that I brought my SLS camera and I was in the house and I was looking around the house one night and I felt like something was behind me. And I quick turned around and I said, wow, it feels like something's behind me. And I had the SLS cam and I turned around and there was a stick figure behind me. And it was just, that was a really creepy experience. I've had a lot of really weird things happen here. It's on a video I posted probably at the end of last year, I think. Altona. Where's Altona? I know. I don't really, like I narrate encounters and I research all the time. And I think that live streams are, I share experiences on live streams, but I like to have fun with you guys too. Stick figure is on an SLS cam, Andrew. It's like Hangman. There's a screen, and if there's any kind of presence out there, it really just it shows up as a stick figure. I'd like to hear him, Thunderbolt. It was, and then I went into a room, and it was weird because in her room there was she has tapestries all over her room, and I had brought my EVP recorder. I did the house. I did like a tour of the house one day, and I used the SLS cam, and I used well, I don't know how that would work on a Bigfoot hunt because it'll pick up anything really. But that would be cool to do. And I used, okay, thanks, Matt. Ellenberg and Morse. Yes, I know kind of where that is now. I used the EVP, the EVP recorder, and something else. And every time in this one part of a room, it would hit really hard. And it was really, really, really scary. But I have like Brian said, the prayers. I have a bunch of prayers that I'll bring with me and read. He is 3. Not really. I really want to do the Nautica thing. Yes, EMF. Thank you. I really want to do the Randonautica thing. I just never knew if it was real. I've typed in the things, but I never got anything out of it. Actually, I might still have the app on that. I don't think Bigfoots are shapeshifters. That's your opinion. Mine, I don't think they are. Read your prayers. Make sure you're a cat. Okay, I will, definitely. I got this one prayer from from an actual. I got it from a priest, an Orthodox priest. The samurai chatter is cool. I like that. Yep. Yes, I have. Cord. I have a couple of different. I actually have a whole filing cabinet of state by state encounters from subscribers. I lots of them actually. Yeah. Riley, have you done the rando? You know, that's crazy, Savage, that you say that, because here's a really strange experience that happened. I was talking to a subscriber, and hang on a sec, I'm sweating. I was talking to a subscriber, and we were online. We were on Google Maps so I could look at her house. And I was looking at her yard. No, I pulled it up. And for some reason, her yard, you know how like when you pull up Google Maps and it's slow, it kind of like looks weird. You know what I mean? So do you think shapeshifters? No, I don't. I think shapeshifters, I don't think they look like a Dogman or a Bigfoot. I think they look like something. Well, they could, you know, but I don't know. I mean, they can shapeshift into anything, so I don't really think too much about shapeshifters, but I know I don't believe they're Sasquatch or Dogman. So anyway, back to this Kane Bigfoot thing. She tells me this story that she had gotten really sick. She moved into this property. It was in Ohio, and it was a beautiful yard. Well, where her backyard is, there was woods on the side of it. And this guy who owned the property had cut down a bunch of the trees. Well, she started to get really sick and feel like crap. So she played drum music out in the backyard one day. And she was sitting on her porch and she said, I'm not here to harm you. I don't have anything against you. Please stop making me sick and yada, yada. And something talked to her in her head and it said, she said, "Who are you?" And it said, "I am the son of Cain." And then I said, "Wow, can I look at your property to show me, where this is?" So I go on to Google Maps, and you know how like when you refresh Google Maps, it takes a minute and there's like sections that are blacked out. Everything on the screen was crystal clear except the backyard where these Sasquatches were. Yes, she was sensitive. Damn. It's pounding out there. The wind is crazy. Shannon, yes, they were. Thank you. They were used during the Ute and Navajo wars too, like special forces almost. Yeah, that wouldn't be cool, Matt. I definitely wouldn't like that. Yeah, she was in an infrasound attack. She was. She ended up going to the hospital because it got so bad. Both my daughters are daddy's girls, actually. Yep. I don't send out encounters. You can listen to them, but I don't share encounters because they're personal information on them. So I mean, I just don't do that. But you can listen to them if you want. Just when you like on my channel and you go into my videos, so if you click on videos, type in North Carolina, and a line of them will come up. But I save they're all emails that are printed out. So I keep the information on there. No offense to you, okay, Cord? Yeah, I really think there is an old like correlation to shaman and Bigfoot stuff. Uh yes, Alex Standard. Yes, you can. Um there's a while ago, for those of you who have been here with me for a long time, um I found this compilation of old newspapers, of old like wild men, Bigfoot Dogman encounters, and that were in the newspaper from like 1700s to like the 1940s. And I talked about that Libra when it happened. I actually, Libra, when that happened, I had a Scottish subscriber on, and she had taken and saw taken pictures of the area where it happened. But on attacks like that, I hit them when they happen. Usually, I don't wait for years to go by. I usually am pretty good about getting them right when they happen. What was that? Oh, Jeff, where did you get those newspapers from? I compiled them. I just looked up. What I did was I typed online, and I typed in old newspaper articles from wild men is a keyword, wild man or wild men, and Bigfoot and other creatures like that. I think she was killed by a Dogman, Libra, because the subscriber that I had on was having an experience with a Dogman, and it was a couple miles from her house. But Andrew, if you go back into the channel, and it's actually historic Bigfoot accounts. There's probably 100 different videos that I did, where I read them all off to you, dates, things, yada yada. Yeah, the Detlov massacre. Yeah, yeah. Hector, I'll take you up on that challenge. Yes. Libra, I did see that video. That's what I'm saying, Tom. There was another freaky movie like The Exorcist that came out a while ago. It's fairly new, but it was really freaky, and it was based on a true story. That really, if you want to watch a scary freaking movie, hang on a second. About exorcism. Did you guys? How many of you guys have been here for a while, like with the channel for a while? Because so all right, when I went to that Paracon in when I went to the Paracon in Connecticut, I ended up meeting. So the Warrens, remember the Conjuring movies? Well, they're based off of truth. All of them aren't true, obviously, but they're based on true events. And I ended up, remember how there was okay, there was a cameraman in the Conjuring movies. Well, I know the guy who was the real cameraman, and he is he was actually involved in a couple different exorcists or exorcisms. And there's a movie that is called Hostage to the Devil. If you want to watch, and it's a true movie, it's a real movie. And my friend Jim, who is his nickname on my channel is called Mr. Haunted, but he worked for the Warrens and he was their cameraman when he was young, like young. And he's in this movie. It's a 2016 documentary called Hostage to the Devil. And it's about a priest called Malachi. And it's probably one of the creepiest movies I've ever seen. Thunderbolt, have a good night, brother. So, I mean, The Exorcist is scary, but this is a real documentary. And it was Father Malachi. And it was, if you guys want to watch it, I'll just give you a quick synopsis of it or whatever. A little girl was possessed. She was like 10 years old. And she had been doing like weird Malachi Martin. That's exactly true. Thank you, name redacted. And so it's based on true events. It's actually in the movie. There's all these like things. The little girl is possessed. She's fucking possessed. Like really. So they go and Malachi Martin does this exorcism on her. And he then was she in a barn? No, she's in a house. And he ends up going back to his where he lives, and he's pushed and he breaks his neck and dies. But it's probably I had a hard time watching it because I knew it was real, like when I watch like movies that are based on real events, I can watch it. But it was so nuts. But anyway, so Malachi Martin, my friend Jim knew him. And my friend Jim, who is he wrote Phantom Messages. He wrote this book, Phantom Messages, Jim Petanito. And this is probably one of the greatest like paranormal books that I've ever read. It was awesome. Really, yeah, Art Bell had him on too. There's mention of that in this movie, of Art Bell interviewing him. It's a really amazing movie. No, this book isn't one of Malachi Martin's books. This is my friend's book. I agree, name redacted. Talk about your gun collection? No, not on YouTube. Definitely check it out because it is cool. It's very interesting. And the movie that I'm talking about explains why he died and how he died. The Vostok, I think it's fake. That's just my opinion. I think it's truly fake, but I mean, it's a cool story. What story? The story we've been talking about for the last 15 minutes. It's a movie about Father Malachi Martin. The Ghost in the Darkness. I mean, my opinion on it is that lions are dangerous. Africa is a very dangerous country. Desert eagles are awesome. I just got a new firearm. I'll quickly share it with you guys. I got the new POF Tombstone, which is a magazine-fed lever action rifle, which is awesome. The fourth kind, I've never seen it. It's a very cool gun. It's chambered in 9mm, but I like 9mm, especially with Fort Scott munitions, because I think that that's a great round. If you have military PTSD or PTSD that is recorded, chances are you could own a firearm. I mean, if you want one, try to get one, Nico. It's our constitutional right. So it is expensive, Tom. It is very expensive. But to me, that's what I have as a 9. And I have all of my firearms I bought for a reason. And the railgun, yeah, it's pretty. Matt from Demo Ranch had that on there. It was pretty cool. I got my firearms and I purposely planned what I wanted, like if the world is, I'm not going to say like if there's an event that, everybody's destroyed or whatever, but if let's say, I don't know, something bad went on and I had to go and I ran out of firearms, right? I can find a 9mm very easily in someone's house. Let's say they're dead or whatever. I can find 223, 556, 308, 12 gauge, 410, 22. I think of what is readily available out there right now in multiple. I do too, Bob. I do too. My 458 SOCOM. I only have a 458 SOCOM because it was given to me by Tony Remore, the creator of that round and that gun. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have it. I'm definitely going to check out the fourth kind. Yes, the Norton motorcycle did have a rotary. Yeah, you're absolutely right. 30-06 is a very common round. Yes. You know, like there's firearms that I think are awesome, like the what is it? The Sig Cross. But the have you heard from? No, I have not heard from them in a while. Blades are good. I think everyone should have a fire or a knife as well. Yeah, they're expensive. The 458 is an expensive round. The funny thing is, I saw this guy. I think it was on YouTube. A guy had a an AR platform muzzle loader, like a black powder rifle, but it was an AR platform. It was fucking awesome looking. Sequoia. I think if anyone's going to get a bug out vehicle, though, if that's what you're talking about, a diesel Sequoia, a bug out vehicle, you guys should get anything that doesn't have electronics in it. Like my dad has a 1971 Chevy pickup, and that's my bug out truck. 308 machine gun would be badass. 410. It's a round that's available out there. A lot of people have them. A lot of bird hunters and stuff. Toyota, yeah, the Toyota. Yeah, but the Raptor has electronics, so if there's an EVP, your truck is no good then. But if you have a 1971 Chevy K20 or a Toyota Land Cruiser or an old Land Rover, anything with no electronics, you're good to go. If I heard from Victor, Steph, Luke, Bo, or TJ, I would let you guys know. I do immediately let people know when I hear on these things, guys. The ice wall, I don't really know. I haven't thought that through very much. What's Robert having for dinner? Where the fuck? How'd I miss that? What is a zombie apocalypse? The end of the world. That in my eyes. 86 C10. That's a nice truck. Step side. Flamethrowers. You can get a flamethrower without a tax stamp. You don't need a tax stamp to get a flamethrower. I have one, and I don't have a tax stamp, and it's legal to own. Nico, that's cool. So you forge your own knives? Anything from the Brian, absolutely correct. I think about this crap because like if as a dad, what's up, Francisco? How are you? As a dad, I'm like, all right, I've got to really think if I got to get my kids out of places, Silver Bullet was a good movie. 71 Chevy will make them. My dad's truck would fuck a Dogman up. It's a 71, it's a K20. It's an extended box. So it's an 8-foot bed. It's 3 on the tree, and it's got a 1979 Corvette engine in it. And it's a beast. Francisco, I have a ton of stuff on Dulce out there on my channel. I want to get more. I really want to have Laura Eisenhower back on and have her share some more. Corey Haim was probably one of my favorite 80s actors out there. Yeah, I'll try to find a picture of my dad's truck. Hang on. Actually his birthday was last year. For his birthday, I bought him new tires for it. And this year I ended up getting him a book, a book signed by a Navy SEAL. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find it. It might be on this. Hang on a second. Brian, if you want a really nice forged knife, there's a company called IPAK, I and then PAK, and they make some of the best forged knives. I have a ton of them. They're great. Full tanged knife, very nice knife. Trying to find this picture really quick if I can. I think I might have deleted it. You guys want to see a picture of it's okay? I'm going to show you guys a picture of hang on a second. Sorry. I'm guessing they make swords too. IPAK makes smaller swords. I have a small one. This is a picture that I can't show on YouTube on my channel, but I'm going to try to get away with it showing it here. This was found in the LBL, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but fuck. Let me figure out a way of you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to email this to me right now, and then I'm going to print it out, and that way you guys can see it. There was a picture of a donkey that had been torn apart, and its head was pulled out of its body, and it was real bad. Matt, you do, huh? Hang on a second. I'm going to try to print it out. That way you guys can see it because there's a reflection. Give me a second here. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you guys probably can't even see me anymore because I'm off this screen. Hopefully you can. Received and download. Okay. Blink, open. I'm still here. Hang on. I'm going to try to print this out so you guys can see it. Print. Color. Okay. All right. Hopefully it'll print. My printer's been acting funny. What's up with my printer? Okay. So the picture that I'm trying to print out right now, it was actually found in the LBL, and the MV side print. Hopefully it'll print. I don't know what's going on with my printer. Do I have paper in it? Yep. Okay. Okay, hang on 1 second. What the fuck? Sorry, guys. You're friends with that guy who was found? What is going on with my printer? Hang on. Oh, that's why. Boop. Cancel all. Yes. Cancel. Yes. Get out of there. Print. Watch, and my printer's not working now, but when we end the live stream, it'll probably fucking work. How well would a 306 work on a Dogman? I think it would work just fine. It depends on bullet placement. How much paper and ink do you go through? A lot. I think you can kill. I personally think that you can kill a Dogman with a very good any kind of round except maybe a 22 and a 410. But it has to be a really good placement, you know. What do you mean werewolf, Greg? Do you mean like werewolf transforming, or do you mean werewolf without a Dogman without a tail and human legs? The goblins, the Kentucky from like the 60s and stuff, I think that was a real story. I think they were aliens though. Yeah, the 306 Springfield or 30-06 Springfield. I actually want to get a my next gun is going to be a SOCOM 16. So a one without a tail with human-like legs. I share every once in a while. I don't know what the fuck is going on with my printer tonight, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Hopkinsville, Kentucky. I think they were more. I mean, the way they described them as Dogman, not real. Well, I think you're in the wrong area there, Mister 255 Federal. Big hoax. Hey guys, look what Mr. 2505 Federal says. He says, Dogman aren't real. Neither are you. I know. You got to love them, though. They come from everywhere. You wonder if they have parents. Oh, I'm a real boy. 50 is the new 30. Jesus, I wish. I'm almost 50 and I still feel almost 50. Is he still here? Is the troll still here? Come on, troll. Tell us how Dogman isn't real. And we'll tell you how you still live in your mom's basement. Oh. Yeah, I guess I do, overbuilt. Got nothing, do you? He just said, got nothing, do you? Got nothing, do you? What a toolbox. Oh, shit. Got more than you. I got 208 people hanging out with me. And you, too. $38 looking 28, feeling 25. LOL. Oh, shit. I wish I looked 25. I have the PC carbine. I love my PC carbine. It's a great gun. Is there a love connection happening right here? Is Libra Poet connecting with somebody? Who's connecting with somebody? I have a Shockwave. Shockwave's awesome. Hector. Is Hector being a dirty dog, man? No, I wish I could play with the Sika, though. The Shockwave is great. I myself like the of course my brain just went dead and I was fucking gonna shoot it today. The Caltech. The KS7. I'm a Libra, but not pretty enough to get Hector's attention. Maybe Hector was the Dogman in my X-rated nightmare. Could be, Libra. Could be. That's right. I forgot all about your X-rated Dogman nightmare. Yeah, it's legal in New York. What, the Shockwave or the Caltech? The KS7 is legal, yes. I will become ordained if you want. I mean, I'll do a marriage right here. I don't give a shit. We can do it. Let's do it. The Shockwave isn't an NFA. You don't need a tax stamp to have a Shockwave. Maybe you do now. I didn't need it when I bought mine. Yeah, in Maryland. Really, Maryland is a hard state like that? I didn't know Maryland was a very bad state like that. That's crazy. Oh, Brian's getting in the mix. Brian looks 25, everyone. Brian needs a date. Any good looking females out there? Brian Cook looks 25. I always thought Maryland was a kind of a free state because it's southern. I want one. I need a sugar mama is what I need. Damn. Everyone else has got sugar mamas. I don't have one. PC Carbine is amazing. Probably my favorite gun to shoot. I got a sugar mama. I need a sugar daddy with benefits. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I want the 5.7 too. The 5.7 is a slick looking gun. That I want the PC Charger though. The M1 carbine. That's a nice gun. Chambered in 30 mil. Overbuilt, as long as it's trimmed down there, I guess that'd be good, right? But no, I don't have a 3D printer. I know this is now. I got to change the name of the channel to Dogman Encounters with Benefits. All right, guys. It is, you know what? We're just going to do this for 3 hours. So we got 5 more minutes. Let's do it for 5 more minutes. Yes, definitely benefits. You're absolutely right, Shannon. They were. And they were used to kill the Ute a lot. Thank you, S. The Taurus Judge is not illegal in California. Wow. That's weird. Good night, Jay. Nico, come on, bro. Hashtag furry porn. That's gross. I don't want to. Hang on, you guys are. I don't want to talk about your gun collection that obviously is just a CPL few family heirlooms that are reproductions. I swear I've heard him say before he only has a few that are any kind. What's that mean, Jenny? Very true. Um, Victor 308. Louis Vega, have a good night, my brother. Victor is a 308 guy. You are getting robbed on your subscribers. I know. Where are they going? I do want to go to Waverly Hills. Very badly, actually. Very, very badly. I gained some subs today. You know what's really weird is like I, for some reason, cannot gain subs, but I like bust out. I have more views than channels that have like 150,000 subs, but I have 50, not even 50,000 subs. It's fucking crazy. That's weird, James. You don't know how many times I've heard that. Libra, thank you for being here. What did James create? Jeff Nadolny is my wingman t-shirt. That's sick. That's a good one. Really, if you turn on your notifications, okay, that's good. That's good to know. Yeah, MS, I think that by, I am going to do a wingman t-shirt. I'm going to do this. The homunculus. I really am going to do this. But anyway, I really think that I do so much encounter crap during the week and stuff and all this. But I think like the live streams where we can just have fun and really have a blast is this makes it, you know what I mean? Overbell, I'll look into that. I will. Yo, no, have a good night, my friend. Pink Champagne's in the house. What's up? I'm glad you were here too, Kevin. Thanks. Hey, buddy. A shockwave, it's a shotgun. It resembles a sawed-off shotgun. It's got a Raptor handle. It's a really cool gun. All right, Shannon, have a good night. Guys, we've been doing this for 3 hours and 1 minute. It's been fun. It's time for me to go to bed. It's 3:19 in the morning. And, you know, come here, buddy. You want to say goodnight to everybody? Hang on, my buddy's going to say goodnight to everybody. Come here. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, all right. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Me and my best friend are going to hit the hay. All right. Fuck you, too. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Guys, tomorrow morning's upload is going to be awesome. What happens when a Bigfoot and Dogman cross paths? I've got it tomorrow morning for you guys. It was nice having you guys with me tonight. Thank you. This was awesome. And about $600, Andrew. And I couldn't get better friends. You guys are my friends. So, all right.